5. All right. Hey. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here today, you are in the time for your life, okay? Please make sure to subscribe and comment and like and share. But for my returning subscribers, man, I don't know, like everything about being in this room is just giving a lot of like nostalgia because I haven't done a mukbang in so long. But welcome back to another mukbang and confession session to all my returning subscribers. I'm so happy to be able to do this. As you can see, I've got my food, which is piping hot. I'm so excited. I deliberately did not eat all day for this moment. So don't mind me if I really get into it, right? So for anybody who doesn't know how confession sessions work, please go check out my previous confession sessions. And when I do post, you need to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, share your confessions, and I'll make sure to read them out anonymously on my page. But before we start, I am gonna mix myself a little drink. I always have a nice little yummy drink so that I can deal with your confessions where you submit them anonymously. But for today, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm having. So I've got my pora, and I want to show you guys what I'm drinking today. So I'm going to be having some Johnny Walker Blonde because this is a single. So that's all right. So I'm going to be mixing my drink right here. Now, as you guys know, I've been working with Johnny Walker, and one of the things that we were doing whilst trying to understand the brand of whiskey is that we were getting to understand the flavor palette, so the flavor tones of Johnny Walker Blonde. And whilst we were getting to understand it, one of the things that they had as like obviously like a dash was grapefruit tonic, right? So I'm going to be using Fitch and Leeds. This is my favorite go-to drink, guys. Oh my God. Oh, I love this combination. I absolutely, positively, I stand by this hill. I will die by this hill. Do you understand? My goodness. Yeah. And the beautiful thing is that because the Johnny Walker Blonde has a lot of fruitful notes, like fruity notes, it doesn't actually taste like you're drinking whiskey. I actually like that. Like, it actually feels like a daytime drink. So try this and let me know what you think. To all my subbies, you guys know me, I'll always plug you on the good stuff. Try the Johnny Walker Blonde with grapefruit tonic. Come back to me and tell me how right I was. Today, I decided to cook, so I made a typical mince and spaghetti bolognese to others, but for me, it's mince and spaghetti, and I will be reading out your confessions. Now, I know that I've been delaying on confession session. It's because I've been going on the weight loss journey, and I've been really happy with my progress, but I really missed this element of my YouTube channel, so I'm excited to be back on form today. So without rambling too much, let's get into it. And I also got new sound, guys, so please don't come at me sideways for this. This is actually my mic. It's a Godox mic that I got recently. It was a recent purchase. So what you will notice is that it does have a lapel that I can use, but I haven't really figured out like the technicalities of how to use it, how to plug it. So don't mind this for like the next few videos while I kind of wrap my head around how to use my new microphone system, okay? So let's get started. So you guys know how this works. I normally have a first bite. Let me just mix up my food. I'm one of those people who mix up my food on my plate, but not like beetroot. Beetroot always stains everything. And yes, I haven't eaten. I don't know. But anyway, here's the first bite for everybody. You can see the steam. Ooh, looking forward to this. Oh, this bite, I've been salivating over this for like the whole day. Piping hot. I like my food hot. I don't know how you guys eat your food like lukewarm. Yep. Now, I have this little kind of like garlic chili paste thing that I get from this restaurant I go to with my family all the time. It's called Lupa, and they make this really delicious chili sauce. So I asked them to package it for me, and I just eat it at the house because I haven't really found the chili sauce that I love. So this is what we're going to deal with for now. Without rambling too much, let's get into it. Guys, I saw some of your confessions. They were very weird, eh? They were very weird. Hey, the fast that we do. my God. My high school boyfriend, well, my high school ex, Tabang, he used to love it when I cooked this and I would bring it to school in a lunch tin. I would actually bring two. Or I'd bring one heaped lunch tin and I'd bring some for him. The first anonymous said, my man, my man who thinks he's my man asked me to move in with him. Kante, I already live with my man. You know what? You've basically unlocked the pinnacle. If a man is asking you to move in with him, let me tell you something, Anonymous. If a man is asking you to move in with him, then you're clearly doing something right. Because I can assure you, the only man who's ever asked me to live with him was Drake. But I think that was all deep-rooted in his control issues. But I haven't actually had a man live with me. I've had men talk about living with me. Men talk about the dreams. Bussy is a big dreamer. Nathan Kenneth. Huh? But if a man asks you to move in with him, that's your man, baby. And you better stick beside him. But then don't move out because you're a real man that really loves you. You have to live with him, right? So I say, hey, you gotta come up with an excuse here. I can't help you. Sanjan. My man who thinks he's my man asked me to move in with him. Also, how long have you guys been my man who thinks he's my man? How long have you been hiding this cheating? No, you're a different breed of cheating. Because how did he ask you to move in with him? Does he know that you don't text him at night? Does he know that you say goodnight at 9 p.m.? Like, how is he asking you to move in with him? Under which circumstances? Like, Orange, was it just a spur of the wind thing after a nice young round? Yeah, move in with me. Also, don't be confused by men, hey? Stay with the man who's currently paying for your bills because you might leave him thinking the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. Turns out, good fence layers next door, they've already got artificial grass. So let me tell you something. I've got artificial grass, astroturf, or whatever they call it. And I can assure you, whatever day of the week, my grass is always greener on the other side. Because the other side is fake grass. There isn't really any grass. It's dead. There's nothing. So, I don't know. Think about that. But like, just keep convincing him that you're moving with him. I think that'll work. Anonymous said, in my head, you are my best friend. Well, then your head's thinking capacity is definitely right because I am your best friend. And you are mine. Don't sleep on that. Anonymous said, I always tell my man fake news about his side chick. Yazini. Abafana, abafana. But keep at it. That's your man and you're going to stay beside him. But then when he finds out you're lying, what's the plan then? Let me tell you something. Theoretically, there's no smoke without fire. But what happens when you create the fire without smoke? What happens when he finds out that all the stuff is made up and you're the only common denominator? Then what? Because that can happen. You're aware, right? And when he finds out you, no, find out. I was in game. I need to be cheated. Men will always be the problem, never the solution. Anonymous said the only reason. So Anonymous is from the first Anonymous who said my man who thinks he's my man asked me to move in with him and I live with my man. So she continued and said the only reason I gave him a chance was to get back at my man. I'm not toxic. I'm well seasoned. Thank you. Now you. You are my kind of toxic. You are my kind of toxic. Because the thing is, sometimes you need to get back at them. Don't ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Just tell yourself what you're doing is in the betterment of your relationship. Okay, Anonymous did like a list. Like she did a 1, 2, 3, 4. Says, I have so much resentment towards my, inverted commas, bestie and a tessie. What did bestie do, Anonymous? Says, throughout the years, she's always been so judgmental and bossy. Red flag, maroon flag. How were you guys best friends for years? We'll never know. Sounds like a you thing. Then 3, she says, so as time went on, I made female friends and I realized how friendships are with nice girls who are supportive and kind. Now I can't stand her. Cut her off. Cut her off. I'm going to tell you a little backstory about how I found myself entangled with people who are very similar, judgmental, bossy. And I've always been honest about the fact that I've had a really low self-esteem for a long time. And this low self-esteem was not rooted in me wanting to be the prettiest. It was just rooted in me feeling like growing up and always like people expecting the worst, you always want to do the best, right? So even when you see your friend being judgmental and bossy, you're always trying to understand her. You're always trying to navigate from a place of, no, man, that's my friend, I get her. And the truth is that person isn't going to change. And if that person is judgmental and bossy, let's say hypothetically speaking, she's not judgmental to you, but she's judgmental to other people. It's only a matter of time before you realize that she does the same to you behind your back. I'm being so serious. Judgmental and bossy friends are so boring, dude, because you're just like, but why are you this person? You know, I get it. As friends, we're going to be very like ferocious with our friends, and when your friend makes a new friend, there's a typical level of envy there, and that's so normal and it's okay. But then it stops being okay when you now want to have a say over your friend's life. You understand? Over your friend's decisions, over your friend's partners, over your friend's, I don't know, her life, basically. So I say cut. I know it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, but the fact that you can't stand her already as a result. And let me tell you something. If there's anything I have regrets about, it's about prolonging the friendships that I knew were not good for me. And I look back at it now and I'm like, I probably did it because I thought that, you know, I really love these people and the love was really unconditional. But there's really no point and there's no place for you to hold that place for a friend that you don't even like or trust. You're doing her a disservice, but more so doing the disservice to yourself. Because she probably hates you, as it is. Just saying. Anonymous said, I struggled to make friends lately, and I've been feeling so lonely, and it's so sad. Anonymous, I'm sending you a hug. I get it, Anonymous. And I think this might not be your reality, but mine is that I'm just having such a hard time connecting with people right now. Realize now that a lot of the decisions I took were not in the betterment of myself, but in the betterment of the people around me and the people that I love. And I started really kind of digging deep and asking myself, why am I this person? Why do I make these decisions? And I can assure you when I tell you that one of the things that has been making me so lonely is not being in a relationship, because it's what I've been so used to doing. But also, if I'm going to break those like really horrible ties of loving myself, it involves having to be alone and being content in being alone. And I know this obviously has no relation to the friendship aspect. I'm obviously talking in myself, but I've felt the loneliness of choosing myself over and over again, choosing what's best for myself, being selfish with my time, being selfish with my energy. It comes at the cost of being lonely so much, and it sucks the life out of you at times. But I know how difficult it is, and I'm really sorry. I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you positive vibrations, and I really hope if you're watching this, you realize that I'm sending them to you, Mama. Sending them to you. Sending them to you. So, the next anonymous said, I found myself sleeping with 2 of my best friend's exes. Oops. That's a oops, all right. You know what an oops is, girl? Let me tell you what an oops is. An oops is tripping on your shoes in public and falling. An oops is farting while you and your partner are sleeping and he's cuddling you and he's the big spoon and you're the small spoon. And then it goes, brr. That's an oops. You know it's not an oops? An oops is having your best friend who shares her life with you, who shares her problems, who shares her love affairs, and then you decided that the oops you were going to take upon yourself is to go sleep with ex. Cái oops yêu. Cái oops yêu na, kya bo saklan. Cái oops yêu. Because if that's an oops in your culture, then maybe we come from different cultural backgrounds. For all I know, maybe ki oopsie over culture nyahao, but also in the same breath, it depends. We need more context with these exes that your best friends cared about. But actually, mind you, we don't even need the fucking context. Fuck you. Why are you sleeping with your best friend's exes? There are so many men in the world. Yes, I get it. 80% of them are those toxic, live at home with the Wi-Fi, horrible, angry, mean men on Twitter. But the 20% that's available, you literally couldn't overlook 2 of your best friend's exes and go for those other shitty niggas. Instead, you wanted to, you thought your charity really begins at home. That's not what charity begins at home even means, mama. That's not what it means. You've got a completely wrong impression of what charity begins at home means. You understand? It's a bit of a twat move from you. It's a bit of a twat move. Yes. My I'm not. We enjoy it. Not enjoyments. I'd say maybe we enjoy. Or like what the DMing here also and tell us which ex was better. Do not answer that. The next anonymous said, Naki really, I'm dating a Ben 11 younger than I am. I'm currently planning my cheat plan. I wasn't ready to share this because my pride hasn't come to accept what my current reality is, but I am getting courted by men who are like 4 years my junior. It's a shock to the system. It's like men who are younger than me are taking this chance, this opportunity to ask me out. And it's like, okay, the girl, the nerve, the bladder, the caucasity, and the audacity. But then, do you know, what about girls your age? What about girls your age? What about girls you matriculated with? Yeah. What about girls you can have conversations with? Yeah. You understand? Like, I'm being asked out by guys 5 years my junior, and it's so, I don't know how it makes me feel, actually. Like, I know I should be happy that I look younger, but I'm also just very annoyed because what about the older men? Do you not see me? Like, one day, it's a story time. And then, disclaimer to all the men who've made that stupid ass, whack ass, lame ass, think it's gonna joke. Let me tell you something. Just because you're asking me out, don't think your pickup line is, what if you make a story time about me? Who do you think you are? Dude, what? Then why did you come to me? Leave me alone. You're not even worth the story time. For all you know, I'm just trying to get a free lunch out of you. As a matter of fact, get it together and remember that you are not and never will be the prize. The prize, yeah. And what you should be feeling is violated to even think you could fall in love with me and think I ain't gonna get $1 and some change out of it. Because story time. Story time when for in uzakwenze into zoyenza uzongenzelani ha uzonginyanyisa mwazi scansilek, like, don't try me. But yeah, no, younger boys are asking me out. You know what? I just have such a I just have such a tough time with men who are younger than me for the mere purpose or the mere fact that I intimidate older men. Now, a younger guy, literally speaking, like, not metaphorically, literally, and I have these very like auspicious date requests, and you're like, but whom? Tell me so. Tell me so. Yeah, no, you are Naledi here. I've always thought you were so cool. Come on, Bakafi. Why is that a cool king? Okay, I don't want to pay sleep earring. Okay, and Okay, so you live with your parents, you're trying your best, that's good for you, sounds like a good thing. But like, what do you want from me? Yo, I really like you, and stop, cut. There's only one younger guy who likes me, and I almost could have possibly thought about, like, you know, we could potentially. Then I remembered, no! But girl, what I'm gonna say is, as long as he's within the cheating scope, as long as he's in the age scope of cheating, I don't want to hear that you're 26 dating an 18-year-old, because that's not just cheating. It's disgusting. It's despicable. But if you're saying it's a 2-3 year age gap, then by all means, dude, go ahead, try and see how it goes. For me, it's just not for me. I just really feel like the man whom I'm going to date is going to be someone who knows absolutely nothing about what I'm doing, and I'm going to pray that if he does, that it has absolutely nothing to do or won't even impact his ego. Because I feel like the young guys who have been asking me out as of late, I'm really trying to suss out their characters. And I'm just, maybe because their age is such a barrier for me that I can't even get to know you, because in my mind, you're my little brother. Mpoche. Hello na, mpotseng. Hore, motho na 25 o bona nko nna fa here by me. I'm literally going on the 3rd floor. We're going to the 3rd floor. Mara o na 25 o bona hore no, ke a mrata ngwanyana o, and really go play with your friends. Jeez. Anonymous said, I have a crush on my boss. Totally normal. Is your boss hot? Who's your boss? Let me see him. Send me a picture. Maybe he has a crush on me. Sorry, girl. It's the way of the world. Like, dog eat dog world. Like, it's not that I'm trying to eat you as the dog. I'm just trying to eat a dog, because dogs eat other dogs. But actually, dogs don't eat dogs. But you know, metaphorically speaking, it's a dog eat dog world. So my chat is, what if he likes me? I'm sorry, cuts. I'm reading it. Anonymous said, I have a crush on my boss. He's 13 years older than me and has a wife and 2 kids. He's 38 and he's so hot. Girl, you honestly lost me at 2 kids. Whoa! Now I know what you guys are going to say. What do you mean she lost you at 2 kids? So if he's got a wife? No. The part about him having a wife, you need to understand something. Men can lie and spin a story that can sound so believable, you even start thinking his wife is Maleficent. You understand? You'll start thinking his wife is really Thanos. But when he says he's got 2 kids and a wife, whatever story he spins, you'll be stupid enough to take it, and I will just watch in despair. Because the thing about relationships, and one thing that makes me very scared about dating in this day and age, is finding someone who's married or finding someone who's in a long-term relationship but is busy telling you they want to get out. Why don't you get out and then start looking for someone else? But when now, crash out. It's going to end in tears. And it's not the wife. What if these kids are TikTok superstars and they unleash the fact that our dad has been cheating on our mom with this heifer? Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's too much of a messy situation. And even if he had no kids and he has a wife, that should already tell you the level of commitment that he's made to another human being. And I think that's the most difficult thing about treading in those murky waters when it comes to marriage. You don't want to find yourself being the understanding cool girl, and of which at the time you're thinking, ah man, I really don't want to get involved, this doesn't bother me, until you wake up one day and you are balls deep, and I mean balls deep, in really liking someone, and then you realize that this person has been love bombing you this whole time so you don't see that the lie that he's miraged there, right? So for you, it's just a crush. It's not like he said, hey, I want to leave my wife and kids for you. You just know that he's 38, he's got a wife and 2 kids. Losing game. Love is a losing game. Play by fools. Fools in love. That girl who said, the girl who said she is dating a Ben 11. So Ben 11, I don't think she literally means he's 11 years younger. I just think she's saying like Ben 10. She also completed her sentence and said she was planning her cheat plan. Thing is, we get along too good. I'm worried about how I'll be judged for dating a boy. I feel the exact same way. It's part of the reason as to why I wouldn't like. Yo, guys, I don't know. I know that men do it all the time, and somehow society has condoned that behavior. But for women to date a younger man, there's just so much negative connotations around it that I just don't want to be the breaker of that conspiracy theory. Or I just don't want to be the one who leads the war into, no, women should be able... No, not me. You're not very into right. But the way we begging a corner. Yona lento wishilo right. But the way we begging a corner, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth you getting ostracized for it. I just don't know if it's worth it. No man is worth that, especially a South African man. Now, mind you, a young South African man. Like, dude, come on, bro. Choose your battles wisely. Anonymous said, does it make me a bad person for ghosting someone about the sex was really bad? Not at all. No. I'm way past the stage of caring what you guys really think about me. You know, I used to care. Like, these things used to matter. Like, sometimes when I saw one bad comment on my YouTube video, I would cry. Yes, spicy, hectic stuff. It would break my spirit. But now I'm just at a point where, like, I really could not care less what people think. And one of the things we as women tend to overlook is a good fuck. Nobody loves me, so don't men cheat on us all the time for stupid ass reasons. Cheats today before he cheats tomorrow. We need to have, like, not a women's conference, but imasibambisane organization, non-profit, FAVES, imbumba non-profit organization, where you start really kind of being as selfish as men are when it comes to the very materialistic, tangible things. Like, a man will do everything for a woman that cooks and cleans, gets naked when he wants to, and whatever the case may be. It's time for us to start doing the same. Now, I know that there's going to be those men, those misogynistic, patriarchal, blah, blah, womp, 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 womp. Start your own YouTube channel and then go preach to the choir there. Maybe your 30 subscribers will agree with everything you're saying, but I'm telling you right now, as a black woman who's made it, self-made, courtesy of my dad, but nobody needs to know that part, self-made black woman, I ain't gonna have no man who's not gonna perform. If I'm coming to the party, come to the party. I gotta go and then I'm supposed to go, baby, guys, I almost died from a pandemic. I'm not about to die from bad sex. I am so serious. Cut. Okay, but the ghosting part is a bit childish and immature. But depending on how old you are, I might give you a pass for that. I might give you a green light. But yay! If you're over 25, Baba, you need to leave the black label and the Mkhodu Mondays at River Park Cafe, and it's time to start going to the gym. Pick up that endurance. Pick up that stamina. You can't sleep on top of me with your tummy. You need to get up and do the work. Let's go bhayiswa ke bashimane. No. Maybe not vele. I'm in my 30s, so vele, like the whole sexual thing, I'm becoming very carefree about it. Like being single has really allowed me to say, no, I don't like this. I like this. You know, it's allowed me to say, I'm not happy. Like, I need more. Like, what are you doing? I have a high intensity job. I have to please 187,000 subscribers on YouTube. People who critique me every single day. People who say I've got an uncomfortable fucking face. The least you can do is give me what I need. I'm just saying, dude, there's a lot of things you gotta compromise on, but yet Zeke ain't one of them. And I'm so sorry to all the independent women over 25 who have high intensive jobs. They know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's not about the I love yous, it's not about the I can't live with yous. It's about the nigga come to the party. Come to the party. Okay, let's start with this anonymous because she's got a 3-part story. Anonymous said, my friend blocked me because I got more opportunities than her. Weirdo. Weird ass bitch. Sorry. What do you mean? What do you mean by it? Opportunities could be more rich guys at your disposal. We don't know what these opportunities are. Part 2. She later told people that I want her boyfriend and started fabricating lies. Where would that come from? You're already lying here. Why would your friend out of the blue just tell people that you want her boyfriend? But then again, let's assume she's psychotic, right? Part 3, fast forward, it turns out that the boyfriend likes me and has been DMing me. So one of two things is either happening. I can assure you she didn't block you because you got more opportunities than her. There's no in God's green earth. If you guys were these good friends, she definitely didn't block you because of that. She blocked you because she found out that her man was DMing you and that he likes you. But also, when I was cars, I can say, why do cars are those things? Huh? And how did you find out? I'm just going to say the thing I'm not supposed to say. You're really excited about the fact that a man's in your DMs. You are. You are. Because if something like this were to happen, I wouldn't even send it to Naledi M Official, the ultimate fave, the GOAT of Confession Session, the GOAT of YouTube, basically headmaster should start a Hogwarts Academy. But I would be very concerned. And on some, why the fuck are you doing this? You understand? I'd be disgusted, 1. 2, I'd understand my friend's frustrations, even though I ain't gonna text no bitch about no nigga, right? But you are reveling in this. Turns out her boyfriend likes me. How did you find out that part? Or finally out the Sadi. You are leaving out the integral points because it's sailing. Because you know it's a tabai. Because why would she block you if he was DMing you but you weren't responding because you didn't see those DMs? Why would she block you? You ever know what to expect to see the right? And leave her man alone. Also leave her alone, man. She blocked you. Anonymous said, I'm a first-year student, no raise. I'm looking for hookups in Cape Town for money for rent tomorrow. No. You know I'm laughing. No. I'm laughing because this Instagram post that I made was weeks ago and I didn't read it. Miss Kant, you got the rent money, right? Go, you gotta do what you gotta do. Go, gotta do what you gotta do. But I can assure you that I am not your go-to girl for hookups. Like, I swear to God, I really honestly think that either my Rosies or someone in the underground gang is working against me because men with money don't approach me. It's like nyama. It's like I've got a cloud of darkness surrounding me. I swear to God, bruh. I'm like, but I thought men like popular girls. I'm popular. Here I am. I am looking good. I am the girl. Ke shala ke bana bana le 25. I can catch you. I guess models will come to me. No! Town, I can't help you because one, I'm not from Cape Town. And two, I can assure you that the Cape Town honeys are fighting tooth and nail for their boys. Have you guys ever heard of this gossip page called Cape Town Unfiltered? All I'm saying is, girl, if you want a nigga you want to hook up with, you didn't hear this from me. Just go there and see who catches your eye there, because Cape Town Unfiltered is working overtime. Like every single snap. And then they do those little ones like the dots, and you're just sitting there, you're like, there's so many niggas. There are so many. Oh, you motherfuckers. Like, you're seeing people there all the time. There's always a new nigga, girl. Like, people are cheating in Cape Town. Cheating is like breathing the salt air of the cold Benguela current of Cape Town. Like, you want nothing to do with niggas in Cape Town. Like, even me, I already know what not to do with niggas in Cape Town. And I've never even messed with the Cape Town gents. Yeah, that one doesn't count. He lives in Joburg. Then he moved to Cape Town. There's a difference. Completely different. It just doesn't equate to the moral of the story of what I'm trying to build. So all I'm saying is, girl, I can't help you there. Hookups, I can't help you. Personally, I can't help you because I don't even know how hookups work. I'd be a lying ass bitch if I told you that, because I really don't know. Someone said, I want to drop out of uni. No! I'm confused, tired, and mentally not okay. I'm going to tell you the thing you don't want to hear. Please don't do it. Don't drop out. Yeah, don't drop out. Don't drop out. I get it. Life is tough. Life really is the pits. A shitstorm. But if there's anything you should take away from me and my mark in the world, is that I am a true advocate for education. Like, don't get me wrong, I support a lot of the content creators that are out there making their mark. But one of the things that I really couldn't stand seeing was people dropping out of school because content creation was taking off. And it's like, realistically, what is the plan? And I see people, obviously, you know, taking this career thing, content thing, and running with it. And I'm so happy for them. But I'm saying, ultimately speaking, not everybody is going to be in that position. You understand? So what is the 4-product plan? You don't want to look at yourself 10 years from now. And I'm not saying you want to jump into content creation, but I'm also saying, look at the bigger picture. You drop out, and what do you want to do with your life? Where are you trying to go? I know you're not mentally okay, and that's fine. But let me tell you something, life won't stop for you, babe. And you don't want to be that babe sitting at a tavern, talking about your glory days, missing the days when your parents actually tried to take you to school, but you chose to drop out, winning a lotto, then going on I Blew It and telling us how you blew 30 million in a year. Honestly, ain't nobody got time for that bullshit. You understand? And you are not, there is a high chance you won't even be that lucky person. And I'm not saying it because I'm saying you won't, but I'm saying that there is a really rare chance, it's few and far in between, that your life will take that route. Unless if it was a divine intervention of which it was destined for you. Everything is written in the stars, but please don't be misaligned into thinking that if I don't study at school because I'm going through a hard time, things will still work out for me. No, babe. No. And it's disappointing because I get it. Content creation was for people who may have not liked school. I don't know shit. I don't know what people are doing. Like, I also just jumped into the space. This was supposed to be a hobby for me, but then it became a career. But I will never sit here and convince other people to drop out of school. And I know that it's not the right thing to say, because I'm not obviously trying to shade other content creators. They've really done their thing. They've made their mark and they went to school. But I just don't want you alluding yourself into thinking that if I'm watching my favorite content creators and I drop out of school, this is what's going to happen for me. It's not going to happen for you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And a worst case scenario, mind you, at school, and you studied, and you try to become a content creator and you still failed. Mind you, you would have failed with a degree. I know that wasn't good. That wasn't good advice, but it was the best I could give you. Like, I've got nothing, dude. Like, this Johnny Walker's really doing the things. Like, I don't even know why you're asking me that. You know good and well I'm gonna tell you not to drop out. So why are you trying to think about dropping out? Like, dude, don't do this. Anonymous said, hey, Naledi. She didn't say that part. She just started with her story because fuck me, huh? Kidding. She said, so I've been with this guy for about 8 months, not knowing he's in a relationship. Bitch, you a lying ass, shady ass, motherfucking ass, lying ass bitch. 8 months of filleting. You're either really naive or you're ignorant purposefully. Because there's no way you're with a man for 8 months and you don't pick up that he's in a relationship. 8 months! Unless he lives with his mom. Does he? Anonymous was about his girlfriend texted me. His girlfriend texted me on some stay out of my relationship, but I'm still with him because I'm in love with him. You see? So you lied. You're a liar. You're a liar and you're fake and you're a fraud and you're a phony. But there's absolutely nothing wrong for wanting to find a relationship to sink yourself into. Because let me tell you something. There is a total of at least 7 good South African men left. Men with money, men who are doing really well in their careers, men who are obviously not involved in any sort of fraudulent activity. Also very rare. There could be 3, not 7. But the point is, you are definitely lying to yourself by saying you don't know. You're not knowing. 8 months. I feel it saying, oh my God! Liar! But what are you going to do now? What the hell are you going to do now? I mean, now that she's told you not to stay out of it, you just can't help but go back into it to prove the point. Look, I'm in now, right? I get it. Also, maybe the first response would be, I ain't your man. But also, like, are you going to stay? And if so, can we have like some developments on what happened? I mean, if you stay, we need to know, like, how is it going? Are you happy with this Tembu? Are you happy with him selling with the 3rd? Yeah. Oh, she said, oh, that anonymous continued. She said, I'm afraid she'll find out I'm still with him. Should I leave him or do what makes me happy? My name is as well, and you're my inspiration. Oh, baby. Don't get in my business. I'm talking to my peeps here. Okay, what you want to do? What you want to... So should I leave him? So I'm still with him. So as far as the general consensus is concerned, you are still with him. Okay, girl. Do what you gotta do. I ain't judging. Ah, my dash is finished. Yay! Yay! Hold on, let me make another drink. So I've made another drink. I'm probably gonna read a few more and we'll call it a day. Anonymous said, I'm an officer. Ex-Bay is an officer too. He strangled me once and I never said anything. This one is giving Ushwelelan. What's that show on Mojala? Okay. So Anonymous said, I'm an ex-officer. Bay is an officer too. He strangled me once and I never said anything. 2 weeks down the line, he did that again in front of his friend and my friend whilst we were drinking. I poured alcohol on him to reprimand him and he punched me. Did I not take out my firearm and point it at him and took the bottle of Henny they were drinking and hit it on the ground and left? I've got questions. Okay, first question. You're an officer. Oh, you're an officer. You're not an ex-officer. So you're an officer and your ex-boyfriend is an officer too. And he strangled you once and you never said anything. Which, I think that has been my biggest fear. I have been asked out by people in law enforcement and especially cops. My biggest fear right now, and especially about men in South Africa, and I'm really sorry if there are some men who watch this who obviously don't relate, don't agree, or this isn't targeted towards you. But South African men are so violent in general. Like, their demeanor is so violent. And Now imagine dating someone who's in law enforcement. There was a guy who actually asked me out, a cute cop. He was such a cute cop. But my fear was that a lot of men that I've met in the past, especially who were in law enforcement, was as a result of their circumstance. So they either grew up in a violent home and they were wanted to be like the beacons of justice, or they grew up with parents who were in law enforcement. It was never really rooted in a place of, oh, I really like being a hero. I really am patriotic about my country. A lot of it is rooted in circumstance, either fighting for the country, maybe being involved in a war, maybe your dad being in law enforcement, maybe you coming from a violent home. So my fear is that with the person that I am and the strong personality that I am, if I ever meet someone in law enforcement and feel like that one moment where I could just say something out of sheer ignorance and my life would end in the blink of an eye, is one of the reasons why I just can't bring myself to date anybody in law enforcement. I mean that in the most respectful way possible, not to come at anybody who has never, went there, been to jail, whatever. There was this one cop, like I said, he asked me out and we were talking, and I asked him, have you ever laid your hands on a woman? And he's like, I have. And from that moment, it was tickets for me. And I obviously never told him at the time that, hey, I can't. But I think at that moment, when he said it, it obviously just put a lot of things into perspective for me. That no. And as somebody who's spoken about being in a somewhat abusive former relationship that has really kind of created certain elements about myself that make me so difficult to love as per the people who are pursuing me, I just think once someone puts their hands on you staying, I get it. It's never easy to leave an abusive relationship. I didn't leave for 4 years. But once you get to a point where someone can put their hands on you once, you need to know that that person will put their hands on you consistently. And it's very unfair of me to say that, because I obviously also didn't know at the time that if he puts his hands on me once and he turns around and says he loves me, that it obviously nullifies that. But I'm just saying that also you as a law enforcement officer, to wield out your gun. Baby, I'd rather it be him behind bars than you. That's what I'm saying. And I just think that I'm glad that you said ex-bae, because you guys would have killed each other. You would have killed each other. And we would have been there retweeting, and I just don't like the society we live in when it comes to a lot of like femicide in South Africa. It becomes a very uncomfortable topic on those days when men want to weigh in on their completely insignificant like 2 cents. I just log out, because I feel like a lot of men are talking from a point of not understanding the fear that women go through. So for the mere fact that it got to a point that he had to strangle you before you knew that your life was at risk, that you pulled out your firearm, of which that's also not right, because you pulling out your firearm, you can get arrested for that. Okay, you can pull out your firearm and hold it down, but also even in doing that, if you point it at that person can get you arrested. Like just even having your firearm in those intense conditions. Don't date anybody in your industry. Like try. Date a DJ. Oh, you might get upset with me for cheating. Date somebody, date anybody else. Just don't date anybody in law enforcement. I just feel like, I don't know. Okay, maybe you guys should date each other because you guys understand each other, but also no, I can't answer this one because you're both equally wrong. But now he's wronger because I'm team women's rights, because women's is always rights. But I'm really glad that he's your ex-boyfriend. I can't look beyond the thing that someone could have died. So yeah, let's move past that. Like even taking away my hunger. Like we just got the dish. You understand? Anonymous said, are you still with Drake? Are you still with your Drake? Is that you, wifey? Is that you, Drake's wife? Anonymous, you called me. It's out in the open. I am not with Drake. Nope. Not with Drake. Not at all. Anonymous said, I honestly want to lose weight, but I'm afraid I won't be doing it for myself. Then don't do it, because you won't lose it. You really need to. The thing about weight loss, it's like a switch, man. It's like you complain about the same thing over and over and over again. And then one day you just wake up and you're tired of the sound of yourself complaining. You're just so sick of seeing this issue and talking about fixing it and not fixing it. So I think you need to get to a point where you decide, who the flip am I doing this for? If you're doing the weight loss for yourself, then by all means. But if you're doing it because you've got a boyfriend who's encouraging it, or you've got friends who are calling you out, I can assure you that those motivations or those drivers are not going to motivate you, because you'll be doing it from a place of hurt and shame and humiliation, and you won't be doing it from a place of holistically the betterment of yourself and your life and how you feel about yourself. Weight loss, like I said, it's such a personal journey. That's why I don't blame anybody who takes the drastic measures that they do. Like I've gotten a lot of backlash for obviously going about the route of Ozempic, and that backlash is warranted. It really is. I've seen people say things about me that I genuinely never thought people would say about me. But when I saw them, I was like, you know what? And that's their opinion of the decisions that I've taken. But this decision was never with any intention to hurt anybody or injure anybody, because I didn't think I was doing it at the time. I was doing it with the sole purpose of dealing with my own body dysmorphia. And nobody was going to fix it besides myself. This was a switch that went off in my head for me. So, I honestly think if it's factored and fueled by outside circumstances or third-party circumstances, then don't even bother. Okay, I'm going to do like 3 more and then we're going to call it a day, right? I could do part 2. I'll see if I'm going to do part 2. I think I'm going to start doing part 2's confession session, because I get about maybe 50 to 70 like entries and I'm not even halfway. So Anonymous said, someone screen recorded me on a live stream on this other app doing nasty shit. Not bad stuff, but like, yo. And then she said, what if it leaks? I had to send this through with my ghost account. Oh, that's a completely different goal. So she said someone screen recorded me on a live stream on this other app. I'm going to assume TikTok, doing nasty shit. No, but that can't be TikTok, because TikTok would ban you if you did anything remotely not child friendly. So it can't be TikTok. Maybe it's OnlyFans. Oh, Twitch! I don't know, wherever she was doing the stuff on the live stream. Maybe it's Instagram, because Instagram also lets you do some very weird shit and gets away with it. Like we've seen it with these young girls today. She said, not bad stuff, but like, yo, what if it leaks? But now, how do you know someone screen recorded you? How do you know that? Because if you're saying, what if it leaks? Are you sending this with your ghost account so it leaks? Because, girl, what, guess, Sana? Send me the video so I can see how bad it is. Like, I need context. For all you know, you're probably smoking a joint. Like, you can't just be smoking a joint and say, oh, I was doing best. No. Unless you will. There is a platform that I'm currently working with on social media that actually prevents things like this. But maybe you're an adult and you're not a child. But check out that online platform. You can protect yourself. There are mechanisms that have come to try and help women who are obviously either being used for extortion, sexual extortion, and all that other stuff. So, also, why were you doing stuff on a live? How many times do you tell me this? Yo. Nothing bores me than when people go on lives and start like doing things that could potentially hinder them in the future. Like, are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Because you know this is a digital footprint. Look, I mean, people are young. We make mistakes. That's fine. There are platforms that can actually help you get rid of that. So don't be too nervous. And if all shit fails, go on our profile on Instagram. There is an organization I'm working with, Meta. You obviously know Meta, that actually helps situations like this. So if you are really in a bind to that regard, I'm pretty sure they can help you out. I really think they do. Like, I'm happy that I'm doing things that are actually helping people in instances like this, because I know what that's like. Nobody's ever used my nudes or anything like that, but I'm just saying that I've seen close people to me get affected by sextortion, and it's so weird. Like, it's so fucked up. It's disgusting, actually. But when are you? It's just someone probably recorded you smoking a joint, taking shots. But just know that if that's used against you, you can actually get the platform to get that taken down. I'm just saying. Anonymous said, I am gay and I almost had sex with my blood brother, but I couldn't do it. At least I gave him a good blowjob. That's okay. Cruel intention. Cruel intention. Sleep with brother. Sleep with sister. You know that meme of that man that says, no thanks. Like, no! The thought just occurred in my head, and yeah. Jesus! So you found out you almost had sex with your blood brother. I don't know if you knew that prior to kissing him and giving him a BJ, or if you knew that post. But I have a feeling you knew that prior. So you still give him a BJ whilst knowing he was your blood brother. Anonymous said, I want to get laid so bad by my ex. I'm not sexually attracted to my talking stages. I get it, bro. Babe, I've done it quite a few times. Like, I've done it... Yay! You know when all the talking stages fail and you're just like... Now you start laughing at his WhatsApp statuses. Now he starts checking in if you're okay, dude. Now you guys start going to lunches as friends. Now you guys are going to dinners as friends. Because I mean, I've been doing that with one of my exes. Like... No! Hey, whoa, hey, that's enough one thing. Hey, Mazalan, hey, I don't know where I'm gonna end up, dude. Hey, I'm so single right now. Like, yay! What I'm saying is, everybody has that ex, and so do I. And that's it. That's that, all that about that. Anonymous said, okay, this is the second last one. I was listening to the podcast where you spoke about how God isolated you, and that gave me ease in being isolated because I've learned to love myself before someone else could. Part 2. So I think there were only 2 parts. Yes, Anonymous, that was the Engineer Your Life podcast with Lungelo, who actually happens to be my friend. And yes, it did happen. At the time, you don't actually think it's God. You just think people don't like you. You've got a snyama, unestina, or whatever. Or you just start realizing that the people you really fucked with at the beginning are really not the people who are down to ride with you. And all of a sudden, you just start hating them. Well, you don't all of a sudden just start hating them. But things happen that put you in places where you question yourself, you question them, and you question yourself around them. You know? And little did I realize, I only figured it out towards the end, towards like a later part of my 20s, that there were certain ways in which I guess I could say my guides were communicating with me about how naive I was about people being in my private space. Now, I didn't understand the whole thing of people will actually be nice to you to further themselves, or people will be nice to you because they secretly hate you. I didn't understand that concept because I was never around people like that. But I guess in hindsight, it has a lot to do with the blissful ignorance of a child. It has a lot to do with everybody has been taught to be good. Everybody is taught right from wrong. So when people actively engage in wrongdoings, it's in their nature, it's their character. It's not a reflection of you befriending bad people. You know, the darkness always wants to find light. It's like moths trying to really attract themselves. So I'm really glad in hindsight, looking at the desecration, is that a word, of my former friendships, were not as a result of my inadequacy. It was a result of their true natures coming into play. And that's the thing about social media. The digital footprint will live longer than any of your hi, my name is, your YouTube voices, your fake ass, wannabe ass friendships, your fake ass sister wife clubs, your fake ass, fake ass, fake ass. Everything, your true character will show in your most vulnerable state. And that is the part that will be illuminated for everybody to see. Who you really are when you're not switching on and switching off the camera. So I think if you feel like this part of your life where you're alone is an isolation from God, then take it. Because there's an 80% chance that it is. The 20% chance is your paranoia. And trust me, hey man, I feel it all the time. But at some point, you need to sit by yourself and ask God, like, what the fuck, bro? What are you doing this for? You know, I'm struggling. And maybe in utter and sheer silence. I once heard this, like, you're never going to hear an answer from God in the midst of noise. That's why between 12 and 3 o'clock, it's where there's dead and utter silence. And in that dead and utter silence, you need to talk. And just ask yourself, like, and ask him, okay, however you refer to your God. What is happening? And I trust you, it's in the moments of stillness where you truly get your heart's desire, the questions that you need answered. And a lot of the time you'll notice that those questions have been answered. You just didn't see it. You didn't care. You didn't care. You didn't care. I am grateful. I'm grateful for all the friends I've lost. I'm grateful for how life has worked out for me. I'm grateful that in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't change my character. I'm glad I didn't stop being loud. I didn't stop being all this other stuff, because I think people thought that was just like it was like a mzege. I think they thought that it was like some sort of a cover-up, some sort of a clown move, some sort of a, hey, this is me. And when I look back at it now, I'm just like, Boo-boo the fool! Wake up! 6. Okay, I can't do this anymore. Someone slept with their dad, someone slept with their other friend's ex, and yeah. Okay, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do a part 2, completely different look, completely different food. Comment down below if you want a part 2, because it's been a while since I did a confession session, so my stomach is still adjusting, and it is 11 p.m. So I think my body automatically around these times just wants to digest and go to bed. But comment down below and let me know if you liked the comeback of confession session. Let me know if you want to see part 2, or if you want me to do a completely new one so that everybody can just kind of engage. But I do want to answer the rest of the people that I've left high and dry, because I feel like they really have been wanting a confession session for a while. But other than that, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for the support. Let's get the Fave Gang, official Fave Gang. What are we, dude? With the Fave Gang, or the official Fave Gang, or the Faves. Let's get us to 200,000 subscribers. I know it's been a long time coming. 7 years for 200,000 subscribers. Damn, I'm doing real bad. Let's get to 200,000 subscribers, guys, because there's a really sweet treat that is waiting for you guys towards the end of 200,000 subscribers. There is a lady that I've partnered with. Her name is Zizipo. She's also called the official perfume plug. And she was willing to give away a perfume. So I'm going to touch base with her on that if she's still keen. If she is, let's get to 200,000. She'll be doing the kind of criteria selection, however she wants to navigate it. But I'm really, really happy that she's willing to give a perfume away to the subbies. It's really, really like courteous and so gracious of her. And thank you so much to 650. I love you so much. There's a Twitter account that I absolutely love that has been campaigning to get us to 200,000 subscribers. His name is Bute. So make sure to follow him. I'll probably drop his Twitter account right here. Show him some love, because he's definitely showed the Fave Gang some love. But other than that, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.